Hi guys, my name is Dawn and this is Finding My Light. And if you're new, I'm on a weight loss journey of losing over 200 pounds, and I'm also on a mental health journey, healing not just my mental health diagnosis of depression and anxiety and all that fun stuff, to also heal and let go of my past. And I believe that you have to do both to be successful. I don't believe I will ever keep the weight off if I don't have my mental health and my well-being in check. I think that they go hand in hand. It's kind of like yin and yang, one without the other. You just it wouldn't. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit today, and I want to put a disclaimer here. I am not here to preach to you. I'm not here to try to convert you to the way that I believe. I just know that I had a epiphany that I wanted to share with you in case it might, ring a bell with somebody. Um, as y'all know that I don't consider myself a Christian. I am more spiritual, and I know some people don't like the spiritual, but tough. That's how I believe. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you even have to. I know some people just get offended by the word spiritual, but I don't know what to tell them. I know for me, I believe more in what they call law of attraction. A law of assumption, I should say, started out with law of attraction. And it just still didn't feel right. I have been on a journey my whole life just trying to find my place and my location, or my place, my spot in this world. And ever since I was little, and it's weird, I don't know how to explain this, I have never felt like I belonged anywhere. And I still fight with that. Y'all know that. But as I learn more and more about law of assumption and more about how they're proving it through science, you know, that there's some fact base to this. It's not just belief, it's just there's facts. And it's not twisted beliefs. Um, but anyway, that's not what I want to talk. I want to talk about how that I can believe easily, that I can change and manifest things that, because we manifest good or bad, no matter what happens to us, we manifested it, in my opinion. Far as like, if you lost a job, or if you are, low income, if you were, or if, you're living high and lots of money, and you manifest these things, and without even knowing it, subconsciously sometimes. For years I have spent in the pity party, and I don't know how else to say that, because it's the only way of thinking I knew. It's like, the glass is half empty, and it seems like every time I turn around I start to be happy and something bad happens. And why? It's because of what I have been putting out in the universe. I have always had, oh, the universe doesn't see the universe, in the way I believe, doesn't see good or bad. It just sees what you're thinking, or it reacts to how you're thinking. And if I always think that I can have it good for a little bit, and then something's got to crash it, it's going to happen. And I've proven it year after year after year, and I keep manifesting it. And what's that saying? If you always, what's the definition of insanity? If you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always gotten. And you're never going to get it better if you continue on that path. And this last episode I had, where I literally was questioning whether I wanted to be here or not, and over this, especially this weekend, it just dawned on me, no pun intended, that I'm going back to remember I said I was going back to my old habits? Well, I was going back to my old thinking habits as well. Something that I am strongly working on is trying to have positive thoughts when I wake up, because something that I've realized, when I wake up in the morning, it's always something negative, a grumpy thought like, oh, I'm still tired, I want to go back to sleep, or I don't want to face the day, or oh, this hurts, or whatever. And why? Because I'm putting it out there, because that's what I've always done, so that's what I'm expecting. So I'm trying to change my thinking, and I've done really well with the smaller issues. There's some issue that comes up, or I've manifested some good stuff and the smaller stuff, and you know, but when it comes to the tough stuff, the things that are a little bit harder to handle as a human being with human emotions, I don't handle what I perceive as negative very well. Just because, it's like, it's hard, because I feel like, well, I'm always going through this. Yeah, because that's what you always want. You're always putting out there in the universe. But this last one made me realize that if I'm going to believe that manifestation in the law of attraction is the right path for me, and I believe that it's real, and I believe it's me myself believe in it because I've had things happen to prove it. Just like if you're Christian, you have to wholeheartedly believe in it. You can't just believe in it once in a while. You can't believe in it whenever anything's going good. Then when something's going bad, saying, "Oh, this stuff is all hogwash," and no matter what, if it's religion or if it's anything, if it's spiritual or if it's just whatever, you can't believe in something only when it's going good. You have to lean on that belief or your reality when you're going through bad things, knowing that and trusting that either universe or God or however you want to believe is setting you on the right path. You are the one that keeps messing up and falling off the path because you don't hold to your faith, your belief. And I don't know a religion or anything out there that doesn't teach you have to hold on to your faith. And I used to perceive it, I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes it used to, like, well, of course they're going to say, yeah, it's God's plan and blah, 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 because, that's how, so they can keep their religion and keep, well, yeah. I don't know why I always thought that was so offensive. If you're going to believe in something, you have to truly believe in it. I just will not cross a line and say that's how you have to believe. I think whatever you believe is what you believe. And we have to do things, I don't know how to put that other than, I think I'm over explaining. So anyway, I realized this weekend that I have got to stop that crazy thinking, and it's insanity, I should say, that crazy thinking. That if when I'm walking through something, really, it's got to be because it's just there's got to be another reason for it, and I have to. That's the time I should lock in and really work on my positive thinking and my abilities and the beliefs that I can change my what's going on around me through my thinking. This is why I've had to stay away from it. It doesn't just work with my me for my losing weight and all that stuff. It's about everything. I can get very overwhelmed if I watch too much political stuff and too much what's going on in the world and negativity and all that stuff. And I truly believe 100% that it doesn't have to be like this. If we would just put the positive energy out there and not feed into all the fear mongering and feed into all the negativity all the time, that we really truly can make a change. And so I have to do my part. But I have to do that part, and that to me is easier to do than it is for me to do it for myself. And what I mean by that is I allowed myself to get in such a dark place that I was questioning my existence. And that's just the bottom line. And I haven't been in that position in a very long time. Very long. I mean, I'm talking decades since I was little. Well, no, not little. I was younger. But I have realized that you're not holding on to or practicing your belief. You are thinking that what you're walking through right now is a punishment. It's this. No, it's what you're thinking. And so I had this breakthrough. All of a sudden, I just felt this peace. And I don't know how else to explain it when I realized I just got back to believing, okay, this is apparently the path we're supposed to go on. They're supposed to, or, I know everything's going to work out. I don't have and just let it go. And that's very hard for me. If anybody knows me, knows letting go of scary things is very hard for me, especially when you have an anxiety disorder. But the way I can heal my anxiety is I'm kind of relying on my faith that I don't have anxiety. It's gone. I don't live with it anymore. And I have to truly believe in that. I have to live in what I believe in. I have to live in what they call the end or whatever, how you want to explain it. And I don't do that when I'm walking through things. So I now put words or put action to my words. No, I just know everything's going to work out. And there's this peace. And I've never felt that peace before when I'm walking. And I'm still walking through what we're walking through. But I'm not nowhere, not even close to that mental breakdown that I was before. And it's like, I just know that, things are going to be fine. We are going to be in a better position and we're getting set up for something wonderful, and let it go and not try to think about it because still human. I'm still going to have my human moments with, you're going to have those, but I'm letting them go so fast now. When I start to have those thoughts, I immediately twist it and say, no, this is just, it's going to work out. You got to have the faith because like any religion, anything it teaches you, You have to, like, as I said, Christians, you have to say, it's God's plan. Well, I believe it's universe. Not necessarily universe plans, it's my plans, is what I'm putting out there. But the universe is there to help you to achieve it. And I have to believe in that. Now, I don't care if people think it's woo woo, whatever. If it's what brings me comfort and brings me peace, I'm going to do it because I want peace. I have not had peace in my head. For some reason, I get stuck on the age of 8. And I think that's probably when I started having more negative thoughts, or actually starting to come in more into myself, and realizing that there's a world goes on around me. And when you're little, you just don't think about those things. And I think about 8 is about when I started realizing it. And I know that I have created what I've created because of my thinking. I believe in good energy in, good energy back, bad energy out, bad energy in. So I have got to learn to walk through the things that I consider tough, which very well may not be. It might be, sometimes when you walk through something you think it's really tough, and then in the future you can make it's like, I'm really glad I walked through that. And that's what I'm relying on right now. So that's how I got myself out of this slump I was in, and just the end of the world was coming for me. And yes, I know we're going through tough times, and no, you can't necessarily just always ignore that, but you can't live your life in fear all the time. Yes, it's not fun, it's not joyful, it can be scary, but I believe everything will be okay. It's going to be okay. Um and the universe has to give me what I want if I truly believe. And I'm not here to preach, but I just know that I have to believe. If I'm going to believe, I got to believe 100%. And I can't hide it because I'm worried about people on the internet are going to think. Because it's like, same thing if you're Christian. Do you want to hide your beliefs so some stranger on the internet doesn't think that you're woo woo or preach to you? No. Um, and I hope no one ever thinks I'm preaching to them. I just know that I have to live my life the way I believe. And I'm not here to convert anybody. I'm not here to be converted to anything. I just know that I find more peace when I practice mindful thinking, and just know that it feels better to have that positivity, because no matter what's going to happen, I'd rather, if the world explodes tomorrow, I'd rather go out in a positive way of thinking than negative and say, see, told you so. I don't want to live like that. I want to live in having positive energy, and I know that energy is passed on. And if we all would be more positive, I know we could change the world. And just be more positive wants you to be more productive in life too. And so some good changes are coming, and I'm excited. But I don't know if I made any sense, but I just know that no matter what you believe in, sometimes you just have to remind yourself, you even have to believe through the bad things. You can't just pick the good and expect, I don't know, expect miracles to happen. I don't even know how to put that. You have to have 100% walking in your belief or your faith. And whether that's a cop out, but if it gets you through and it makes you a better person, I'm going to do it. So I am in a good place right now, good place all the way around. Eating better, thinking better. I mean, really, seriously, what's wrong with that? As I said, if I were to not wake up in the morning tomorrow, I know that I'm going to close my eyes, thanking the universe for another good day. So, anyway, guys, that was my little rant, and it went on way longer than I wanted to, but have a good day. Bye.